Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And today we're actually going to get into a topic that I call reaching happiness equates to submissiveness. Um, and this is really kind of pertaining to the status of the way relationships are and how this can apply towards relationships with men and women um, of all types, where maybe it's the negative is coming from the man, or maybe the negative is coming from the woman. And the truth is, when the negativity is coming from the man, obviously a lot of times, since their standpoint is often not to let go of what they have, it might result in cheating if they feel bored once they reach that that level. There's a few good, I like to call like 20% of guys, but for women, it's probably more women who kind of, at least nowadays, fall into this category where back in the days they didn't. So I really want to speak on that because there's a lot of men who's encountering this, and this is not to sound negative in any way towards women. That's not the purpose of this ever when it comes to this channel, but it's the fact of pointing out certain realities that are going on and bringing that attention for, maybe a woman can know about it and realize those mistakes, or maybe a man can realize it and realize certain people to stay away from. Like I said, it does happen to women as well, but not on the same sense and not on the same scale. But once I give you kind of the breakdown of what I'm talking about, you'll understand and you could apply it as so to your life if it fits you, regardless if you're a man or woman. But essentially, one of the issues that happens now today in this day and age, especially with the party culture, with the 30s the new 20 and 40s the new 30, and people taking longer to really settle down. And by the time they're like 40 and 50 years old, now they want to start settling down. It's too late. Um, what happens that when people get with somebody pretty early on nowadays, it's almost this negative context that settling down becomes being almost like submissive in the eyes of like maybe a woman to a man. So what I mean by that is that sometimes women are trying to catch a guy or tame a guy, or maybe that guy is putting on his best foot. So he's dressing up super nice, he's doing all these kind of things. He's trying to court the woman, which even in this day and age, sometimes people lose sight of the fact that courting is not supposed to be something you keep doing once you've gotten with that person. You court them for a short moment, and then once you're with them, you're never supposed to court them again. You're with them now. They're yours. You guys are a team. But a lot of times, because of the way things are in the media, social media, this and that, is this idea that we're going to live the high life all the time. So sometimes, if that guy seemed to be either untamable, or maybe he was doing that courting phase and he was constantly on his own game, and now he gets to a phase where now he's with the person and he's more settled, and he's like, cool, we have a settled life, we have the house, we have the kids, we have the normal typical life that you're supposed to have. Maybe we hang out every now and then. Sometimes it's almost seen in today's society as that man is now submissive because the fun, the chase is gone, like the excitement is gone. We've now coasted into this kind of stable, comfortable life. And it's almost like it becomes boring, and they almost view it as like, this man now is not the go-getter man I thought he was, when it's not so much that he's not that guy. He just accomplished the task. He won. He won. You guys won. So it's not a thing of submission when they view it like that, but sometimes it's seen like that. And the reason why I use the word submission is because they almost view it as that person has stopped trying. But you have to understand the purpose of reaching happiness, as I entitled this at the beginning of the video, is when you reach that, you being less aggressive to the world is because you've reached your end game. Yeah, you might have other things you plan on doing. Some people still want to keep pushing forward, but for the most part, if you've reached your end game, you're comfortable, you're settled, you're not supposed to be running around being all aggressive and doing all these things and courting the person, being this, man of the world. You can be that if you want, but generally speaking, later on in life, a person just says, I want to be settled most of the time. And so with that being said, it's just kind of crazy how in today's society, that's viewed as almost like you're no longer that quote unquote, go out there and get it type of guy. And then they view that as like, once you have that with them, they don't like you anymore because you're now tamed, you're not that kind of person. So This is more so just a comment on how things are, and less so much that there's an answer to it. Because to be honest with you, like it's just showing the times. There really isn't an answer to it, but it is a shame though that if you are a man, like I said, this could apply reverse, where if you're a woman and this is happening with a man, but if you're a man and that the moment you actually gain your happiness and your stability is the moment that everything will go downhill, and that you have to constantly be in this battle of making things chaotic and chasing the goal. And necessarily, it doesn't have to be necessarily you're chasing the goal of your woman, but like that, it could be that, or it could be also you chasing the goal of like life, that you have to always be keep getting bigger and better and better, or otherwise you're not seen as you know, something, a viable catch, or someone that they want to be with still. Is kind of a shame, because then it means you don't get that resting point. You don't get to the top or the end game and say, I finally get to rest. So it's just really pointing that out. And I just wanted to bring that to light because I thought it was very interesting, because I was diving into some subjects and I came across that concept, kind of reflecting on something someone was saying. And then I twisted it into my mind to kind of realize that realization. Well, wait a minute. Like a lot of times when people reach that point, this is what happens. So I just wanted to point that out to you guys and everybody. Stay safe, take care, and post any comments down below if you have any thoughts, if you experienced that, if you've ever been in that kind of situation, or you know anyone who's been in that situation, or you maybe are kind of the beginning of going through that now. You're kind of wondering to yourself, wait a minute, I was in a peaceful situation. Now that I'm settled and I'm sitting back, it's starting to get a little chaotic. Post all that down below in the comments. And all you guys take care, be safe. I'll catch you guys in the next video.